and welcome once again to another video by Historic Hospitality, where we dive into the history topics regarding hotels, hospitality and many other topics. I appreciate your support, so take a second, please do drop the video a like, do subscribe and hit the notifications bell so you don't miss a video. This episode features the history of hotels, namely the London hotels, a little bit about where they started and where they stand today, also notable figures and people that frequented them. So without further ado, let's get into it, take a look at the video, drop a comment if you'd like to ask anything or suggest anything. Let's go. In ancient times, travellers journeyed across vast lands seeking shelter and rest. With the rise of trade routes, a need for safe havens became very apparent. These first ever hotels emerged in ancient Persia, offering travellers a rest, a place to eat and refresh. The early establishments laid the foundation of modern hospitality. Over the centuries, concepts evolved, leading to grand hotels that we know today. Through innovation and dedication, the spirit of hospitality has stood the test of time. The story of hotels in the UK begins centuries ago also, but it was in the 19th century that the concept of a modern hotel began to take shape. One of the earliest establishments was the Georgian House Hotel in London. It was founded in 1851 by Thomas Cook. This period marked the beginning of a new era in hospitality, catering to a growing number of travellers and tourists. The story of hotels in the UK begins centuries ago, but it was in the 19th century that the concept of a modern hotel began to take shape. One of the earliest establishments was in the Georgian House Hotel, and that was here in London. Founded in 1851 by Thomas Cook, the period marked the beginning of a new era in hospitality, catering to a growing number of travellers and tourists. But as the 19th century progressed, the demand for luxury accommodations increased dramatically. It led to the establishment of iconic hotels that still stand to this very day. During the Victorian era, one of the most notable hotels in London was undoubtedly the Savoy Hotel. Opened in 1889 by impresario Richard Oily Carte, the Savoy Hotel was the first hotel in the world to be lit entirely by electricity. Now this set new standards in luxury and innovation, attracting the most distinguished clientele and becoming a symbol of Victorian opulence. In the Edwardian era, however, the Ritz, which opened in 1906, became an iconic symbol of luxury and sophistication. The Ritz in London was designed to offer the highest of standards and comfort for its guests, with the very best service. It quickly became a favourite among the elite, embodying the grandeur and elegance of the Edwardian period. Both hotels remain iconic landmarks in London's hospitality history, and they are still operating to such levels. So let's take a look at some of London's most notable hotels that were built in the old days and continue. So Claridge is located in Mayfair. It's often referred to as the Hotel of Kings and Queens. Now its origins trace back to the 1850s, where it began as a series of smaller establishments. It became Claridge's as we know it in 1856, when the current building was constructed. It was designed in the very famous Art Deco style. Claridge's has long been associated with royalty, celebrities and dignitaries. The hotel itself has maintained a status symbol of elegance and luxury, offering unparalleled service and opulent accommodations. The Claridge's Hotel is one of London's most iconic and luxurious hotels in the world as well, if that makes sense. I think it does in the world as well. Carry on. Anyway, it has a very rich history. It spans over 150 years and has played host to numerous royalty, celebrities, artists and dignitaries. A more detailed look at Claridge's history and the notable figures who frequented it throughout its evolution. So if we go back to the origins and the early history, Claridge's began as a modest establishment in 1812 when it first opened its doors by a man named William Claridge. He was a former servant at the renowned White's Club. It was originally a small boarding house located at 51 Brook Street in Mayfair. The hotel was intended to cater to high-class visitors who needed a little bit more of an intimate and refined experience compared to larger, more impersonal hotels. Now, I can attest to that. There's a lot of people come to the places I work because they're a little bit smaller and they are more intimate and you can get to know guests a lot better. But in the 1850s, the property expanded under the ownership of the Claridge family, who renovated and rebranded it as a Grand Hotel. By this time, the hotel had gained a reputation for offering elegant accommodations and a very personalised service. Its growing popularity among London's elite solidified it as a position of one of London's finest hotels. In the 1920s, a particularly important period for Claridge's as it became an integral part of London's social scene. It was attracting stars from the entertainment industry, royalty and public figures. The hotel's style was a reflection of the Art Deco movement, with striking interiors and a glamorous atmosphere. As the world was recovering, and London more so, from the trauma of World War I, Claridge's provided a place of elegance and luxury for those in high society. There have been a lot of notable guests through the years staying at Claridge's. It's long been known for its celebrity clientele, with a host of notable figures from the world of politics, royalty, literature and art. They all stay at the hotel. But let's take a look at some of the most famous people who have stayed at Claridge's over the years. We'll start off with royalty. Queen Elizabeth and the Queen Mother. One of the hotel's most frequent visitors, the Queen Mother stayed at Claridge's regularly and is said to have had visited often that staff grew accustomed to her presence. Also, Prince Rainier and Grace Kelly, very well-known people from the old days, as they say. The royal couple from Monaco stayed at Claridge's during their honeymoon in 1956. Their visit was part of the hotel's long-standing tradition of hosting international royalty. One person beloved in many people's minds still was Princess Diana. Princess Diana was another regular guest at Claridge's, known for staying there on various occasions. The hotel's discreet service made it a favourite choice for many members of the royal family. Looking back at stage and screen, Charlie Chaplin, the silent film star, was a frequent guest at Claridge's. He was known to enjoy the quiet elegance of the hotel. Chaplin often stayed at the hotel when he was in London. Now, one going forward a bit there to the 60s, the legendary band The Beatles also stayed at Claridge's. It was during the 1960s tours in London. John Lennon, Paul McCartney, George Harrison and Ringo Starr all visited the hotel, cementing its status as a major cultural landmark in the city. Elizabeth Taylor, known for her multiple marriages, also became a famous guest there of her time. Now, Elizabeth Taylor enjoyed staying at Claridge's. She stayed at the hotel during her visits in London, often accompanied by a family. One of the main men of British culture, yes, Winston Churchill, the British Prime Minister, the wartime saviour as many know him, he stayed there quite frequently during his political career, particularly during the war, which was the Second World War. He used to use the hotel as a base in London. It was also discreet and made it a very secure haven for many political leaders. One from across the pond at the time, in the US of the 1940s, Franklin D. Roosevelt. Now, he stayed at Claridge's also when he was visiting London. His stay marked another prominent moment for the hotel, highlighting its international appeal. Let's move on to another hotel, probably one of the most prominent hotels known throughout the world for the last 100 years. Now, the Ritz Hotel, which is located in Piccadilly, opened its doors in 1906. It was founded by Swiss hotelier Cesar Ritz. Now, he aimed to create a hotel that epitomised luxury and sophistication. The Ritz quickly became synonymous with opulence, attracting the elite of society. Now, this included royalty, celebrities and politicians. Everyone was staying there, everyone knew about it. But it was the Ritz's innovative approach to hospitality that set the standards of the industry apart from its luxurious decor and its impeccable service. Now, Cesar Ritz was born in 1850 in Switzerland, and he's often hailed as the founder of modern hospitality, and it's not hard to see why. He revolutionized the hotel industry with his dedication to luxury, impeccable service, and innovative approaches. Ritz started his career in hospitality at a very young age. He was working in various prestigious hotels across Europe. He gained valuable experience and developed a passion for creating exceptional guest experiences. The Ritz in Paris, however, it was in 1898 that Ritz opened the Ritz Paris, a landmark in luxury hospitality. The Ritz in Paris was the first hotel to offer private bathrooms in every single room. It sounds astounding today, but they just didn't have those facilities in those days. It was a groundbreaking innovation at the time. The hotel quickly became a favourite among royal guests, celebrities and the dignitaries. Many innovations happened. Ritz was known for his attention to detail and his commitment to luxury. He introduced several innovations that set new standards to the industry as a whole. As we said, the private bathrooms. He was a pioneer in providing private bathrooms for each guest room. Luxurious decor. Now, Ritz believed in creating an environment of elegance and comfort using lavish furnishings, rich fabrics, and exquisite details. Exceptional service was paramount. He set a high standard for service, ensuring that every guest received personalized attention and care. He innovated dining along with his chefs. Now, Ritz was a pioneer in offering gourmet dining experiences with a focus on high-end quality cuisine and impeccable presentation. He left a lasting legacy. Cesar Ritz's influence on the hotel industry is enduring. His name became synonymous with luxury and elegance, and his approach to hospitality set the foundation for the modern luxury hotel. Today, Ritz brand remains a symbol of the highest of standards in the hospitality world, with a legacy that continues to inspire hoteliers and guests alike. Now, the next one, this has always long been one of my favourite hotels. I've been there recently, once in a year. When you move out of London, you don't get to visit places. Back in London, working, not seeing them as much, but it is undoubtedly the Savoy. Now, it's situated on the Strand in London and it opened in 1889. It was founded by impresario Richard d'Oyly Carte. The Savoy was the first hotel in the world to be lit entirely by electricity, offering guests unprecedented comfort and modern amenities. It was designed by architect Thomas Colcutt, and it was opulent. The interiors were a testament to the grandeur of the Victorian era. The Savoy quickly became a favourite among the elite, offering and introduced several innovations, including the first hotel suite and the iconic American bar, which is still there to this very day. Now, each of these hotels, the Ritz, Claridge's, the Savoy, they play a pivotal role in shaping the landscape of luxury hospitality in the UK. Their commitment to excellence, innovation and unparalleled service set the standard for what a luxury hotel should be. It's their legacy that continues to influence the world of the industry to this day. But I think it's only fair that I give some notable mentions. Now, on the historical front, another great property that's continued the test of time is the Corinthia. Now, the Corinthia Hotel is situated near Trafalgar Square. It opened its doors in 2011 after an extensive renovation, but no means is it very modern. It was actually built in 1885 as the Grand Hotel. It was transformed into a modern luxury hotel while preserving its historic charm. The Corinthia is known for elegant interiors, including the stunning Christian Moon Lounge and the state-of-the-art spa. It quickly became a popular destination, providing exceptional service and a level of luxury way up there. So we're not holding it back. The Ritz Savoy, you're still up there. Now, another soft spot goes for a hotel that I did attempt to have a job interview, and it was like an interrogation more than a job interview. Despite your experience, you still get no. But I will say about it, the Browns Hotel. Now, this is located in Mayfair. Now, it holds the distinction of being the oldest hotel in London. It opened in 1837. It was founded by James and Sarah Brown, and it quickly became a favourite among the literary figures, also politicians, and it had royal visitors. Brown's is renowned for its historic charm, personalised service, and the hotel's traditional English afternoon tea. Its commitment to maintaining a warm, welcoming atmosphere has made it beloved by many. Brown's Hotel is one of the oldest and most celebrated hotels in London. It has a very fascinating history that spans back over 180 years. Here's a detailed look at its origins, maybe some key moments in its history, and some of the most notable guests who frequented the hotels. It was originally established as a small guest house in Albemarle Street. I can never say that one, sorry. But it was known as a fashionable area of London's aristocracy at the time. The hotel was designed to cater to the wealthy travellers who became one of the city's first true luxury hotels. James Brown, a former butler, and his wife Sarah created the hotel with the focus on high-end service and a homely atmosphere. I hold to my heart and have worked like that to this day. It attracted refined clientele. At this time, London was becoming the centre of culture, politics and finance, and the demand for refined, comfortable accommodation was growing rapidly. Brown's was established as a response to that need. It combined traditional English hospitality with the comforts of a luxury stay. So, who stayed there? Fascinating part. It's had a lot of people stay that are notable. But let's look at, say, the 19th century, the late part. It had solidified its place as one of the most prestigious hotels in London. We'll start with the teddy bear incident. So the famous teddy bear incident was one of the most notable stories tied to Brown's and its association with the creation of the beloved teddy bear. Now, in 1902, President Theodore Roosevelt, while staying at Brown's, famously refused to shoot a bear during a hunting trip in Mississippi. This inspired a political cartoon which led to the creation of the first teddy bear toy. The hotel's role in this whimsical piece of history is fondly remembered and it remains a part of the hotel's story. So let's look at some of the other people that have stayed there since. Now, over the decades, Brown has welcomed many prominent figures throughout a variety of fields, cementing its status as a luxury retreat for the world's elite. It was frequented by royalty, including the Prince of Wales, and various members of the British aristocracy. In fact, Queen Victoria herself visited the hotel on occasion. The hotel's discreet location and reputation for impeccable service made it an ideal destination for the royal figures. There were many writers and literary figures that picked Brown's as a popular destination. Now, for example, some of the people you might think of might come along the lines of Agatha Christie. Agatha Christie frequently stayed at the hotel, where she would sit and work on her detective novels, this including the very famous Hercule Poirot series. Rudyard Kipling, the British author best known for The Jungle Book, also stayed at Brown's during his time in London. Now, Kipling even wrote a part of his famous work at the hotel itself. And he's back again. He's stayed everywhere. He's done it all. Yes, the long-standing Prime Minister Sir Winston Churchill was a regular guest and often used the hotel as a venue for his meetings and discussions. It was said that Brown's was a favourite retreat for many of the Parliament standing members during key historical moments in the 20th century. The hotel attracted a number of renowned artists and musicians, many cultural figures. Yet again, he gets around a bit, old Charlie Chaplin. Also, well-known actress Ava Gardner. The hotel's proximity to London's theatres and art galleries made it a very popular choice for performers and actors. Let's move to a place I've been to quite recently and on and off here and there through the years, the Café Royal. It was founded in 1865 by a Frenchman named Louis-Joseph Couture. It was originally established as a restaurant rather than a hotel. It's located on Regent Street. Now, the restaurant quickly gained a reputation for its luxurious dining and atmosphere. And if you go there now, very luxurious, looks good. So it was also a very notable place where a lot of artists, creatives like to spend their time. It was done in the neo-Renaissance style and became one of London's most fashionable spots. Sorry about that, stumble every now and again. But in the early 20th century, the Café Royal evolved and began offering accommodations, thus officially becoming the Café Royal Hotel. It became a destination for the rich and the famous, further cementing its place as an iconic establishment in the London history. Let's jump back a bit and go to Louis himself. Who built it? He was French, we know that. He was an entrepreneur. He built an establishment with the vision of offering fine dining, luxury and an air of sophistication to London's elite. And by the 1890s, the Café Royal was not just a restaurant, but a social institution. Its expansion included the creation of private dining rooms, and over time it became more synonymous with hospitality than just food and drink. In 1899, Couture sold the Café Royal to a new owner, who then began major expansion. The hotel was fully modernised with new wings, lavish interiors, and setting a new standard for high-end London dining and accommodation. The early years saw it frequented by a variety of notable figures from different sectors of society. Now, one of the most famous people included Oscar Wilde, also George Bernard Shaw and Henry James. They were often seen at the Café Royal. Wilde in particular was known to be a regular patron and held some of the most famous discussions there. The Café Royal became a gathering place for creative minds and artistic thinkers. I could expand on this topic for days on end, but I wanted to keep it reasonably concise. So with that, I leave you with this. The Victorian era and the Edwardian eras marked a pivotal moment in the history of hospitality in London and the world, as the city transformed into thriving cultural and economic capital of the world. The hotels built during these periods were not simply places to stay, but were grand symbols of luxury, status and innovation. Hotels like Claridge's, the Ritz, the Savoy became iconic establishments, providing a space where the rich and the famous, as well as political and cultural elites, could gather, exchange ideas and experience unparalleled service. These hotels played a crucial role in shaping London's identity, not only as a hub of commerce, but as a centre of refinement and sophistication. The Victorian commitment to opulence paired with the Edwardian enthusiasm on elegance and comfort created an atmosphere that defined hospitality for generations since. The architecture, the luxurious furnishings, the meticulous attention to detail set new standards that are still revered and worked towards today. Believe me, because I'm in the middle of it. But beyond their beauty, these hotels were central to the social fabric of London. They were the settings for countless historical moments, from political negotiations to cultural revolutions. They were where world leaders met, writers crafted their most influential works, and where some of the most significant events in history unfolded. The enduring influence of these Victorian and Edwardian hotels continues to shape the landscape of hospitality, reminding us of a time when a hotel was not just a place to stay, but an experience that reflected the aspirations of an entire era and generation. As we look back on their legacy, it's clear that these hotels were far more than just luxurious accommodations. They were cultural landmarks that left an indelible mark on London's identity and the world of hospitality. Their continued presence in the city is a testament to the timeless appeal of refined luxury, and they remain relevant today as they were over a century ago. Once again, thank you for joining me. Don't forget, do like, do subscribe, hit the notifications bell so you don't miss a video, and I will look forward to seeing you again in the next one. Lots of topics coming your way soon. Take care.